I've read the police reports and feel ashamed, embarrassed, and hurt because that's not the person I am.
Get me out of here, man! Get me the fuck out of here! No, man, get me out of here! Get me out of here, man! What the fuck you mean, nigga? Get me the fuck out of here!
First and foremost, I'd like to apologize to the courts for appearing before. I'm not going to use alcohol or drugs as an excuse for any.
Courtrooms usually bring out the fake apologies and bad acting, but this guy took it to another level. He wasn't just caught grooming a young girl, he came in trying to rewrite the script like he was the victim of his own bad decisions. The judge let him talk just long enough for the cracks to show, but what came out wasn't remorse, it was a full-blown implosion. Watching him try to spin his story while the truth keeps dragging him back down is almost surreal. So here's the real question. Is this man falling apart under guilt, or just someone furious that the lies stopped working? Let's go ahead and dive in.
However, alcohol was a main factor in this case. But I take full responsibility for my actions because I chose to make the irresponsible decision consuming too much alcohol than I could handle, causing poor, regretful choices leading to my incarceration. I've read the police reports and feel ashamed, embarrassed, and hurt because that's not the person I am. And I wouldn't be standing here today if I would have just been more responsible. I have 4 younger children that I've let down because of being locked away from them, missing out on watching them grow, having to deal with that as a heartache alone. The only thing I can do now is work on myself while incarcerated, take advantage of all programs they offer, and become a better man and a better father, and not give up doing so. I have to make this my last time in jail, and I plan to. I'm sincerely remorseful to my victim in this case, letting her down when I was supposed to be a father figure in her life. I beat myself up over this every day. Over this, wishing I could take it all back. I just hope she can grow up in life and leave this in the past, and that it doesn't affect her future. Again, I'm sorry to everyone I caused pain to in this case.
Thank you. Why did you call her after you were in jail?
Because I was told by the detective I was allowed to.
Okay.
You can see him twisting every word to sound pitiful, but it's all strategy. He's bargaining for mercy, not owning up to anything. Judges hear these copy-paste excuses constantly, and they lose weight the second you trot out alcohol as the villain. What really tanks him here is dragging that father figure angle because it flips the narrative from bad judgment to outright predatory. At this point, the only thing he's convincing anyone of is how polished his performance has gotten since the arrest.
I didn't call her, I called my wife and she answered the phone.
And what contact did you have with her about retracting her statement or modifying her statement?
It wasn't retracting. We talked about counseling, going to counseling and stuff, because that was something that they was talking about making them do, and something she said she didn't want to do.
Well, trying to, whether directly contacting her or contacting her through your wife, was wholly inappropriate. And it was further evidence of you trying to take advantage of her at that young age, like you did when this happened.
Now she asked the detective if she could have contact with me when this case was all started. Then when I went to my preliminary hearing on February 11th, I asked the detective and he told me the same thing.
All right. Well, you're experienced enough in the system to have the wisdom that you shouldn't have been contacting her. Okay. In talking to her, having about anything having to do with this case. So you've in your statement, you say you apologize to her, but then in the pre-sentence report, you talk about how you don't believe you did everything you're accused of doing and wanted to take this to trial. What's that all about?
I don't remember exactly what I said, Your Honor, but what I was saying was I don't have recollection of what happened the night of, so I wasn't admitting to, I don't know what happened.
So did you or didn't you do this stuff?
Yes.
Okay. And I got to tell you, it doesn't
What he's doing right now isn't remorse, it's negotiation dressed up as confession. Every half admission is carefully calculated to sound humble without ever giving the court anything concrete. That tactic almost always backfires because judges would rather hear the brutal truth than watch someone tiptoe around it. And when the performance feels scripted, the gavel usually drops harder, not softer.
Doesn't get much worse than this kind of stuff.
I understand.
And I would note in the record that in 2009 or 2010, you were sentenced to prison on a burglary, released on judicial release, and then returned to prison after a violation of the judicial release. And you were released January 7th of 13. You went back to prison on another case on May 1st of 13 and got out in August. Went to prison on an attempted burglary, trespass in a habitation, breaking and entering, June 23 of 16 through August 5 of 18. A whole bunch of theft offenses between that last prison sentence and where you are today. So you've had a lifetime of criminal activity, but none worse than what has occurred here. So I've reviewed the pre-sentence report and a victim impact statement. I've considered what you have said, what counsel has said. And I've also considered that they've made a joint recommendation of 96 months in prison. And so on count, and I've considered all the provisions in 29, 29, 11, 29, 29, 12, 13, and 14. In consideration of all that, on count 5, I'm going to sentence you to a term of 60 months. On count 6, I'm going to sentence you to a term of 60 months. They will be consecutive to one another with credit for 143 days. And consecutive sentences are necessary to protect the public from future crime by you and for appropriate punishment.
Sit down. Get out, man. Come on, man.
Sit down.
What do you mean, man?
Stay down.
No, man. Get me the fuck out of here, man.
Judge.
No,
And-
fuck took my plea back, man. Get me the fuck out of here, man. Get me out of here. Get me out of here, man.
Sit down.
Get me out of here, man.
Almost done, Judge.
Get me the fuck out of here.
And they
No, man. Get me out of here. Get
consecutive.
me out of here, man. What the fuck you mean, nigga? Get me the fuck out of here. Man, get me the fuck out of here, man.
Let me get my leg.
Get me out of here, man.
Just take him into the chair.
Okay, we're in this chair.
All right.
We're listening tomorrow.
Put me on your visiting list
Alright.
for jail and
All
for.
right, man. Stop touching me, man.
Well,
I'm not doing shit, man. I'm not doing shit.
Go
I'm not doing shit.
At the end of the day, this wasn't some shocking twist. It was the slow collapse of a story that was never believable to begin with. Judges don't hand out lighter sentences because someone strings together a few teary lines. They look at the history, the choices, the patterns that keep repeating, and here the pattern was loud enough to drown out an apology. The real sting is that his outburst didn't just fail to help him, it cemented exactly why he's standing there in the first place. It's messy, it's ugly, but it's also a reminder that court isn't theater, it's consequences. So I'll throw it to you, was this outcome fair, or do you think the system still went too easy? Let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.